Hi everyone, I hope everybody's doing good and that everyone is having a good start of 2020. I have been working a lot, so I haven't been posting anything. I haven't had the time, but today I've just been. It's not the first time. Last weekend I felt like doing one too, and I just didn't have the time. And I only have the weekend. I work pretty far from home, and have pretty long weeks for the jobs that I do because it's temporary and stuff like that. So that's why I haven't been posting anything. But I hope you guys are doing good. I'm gonna jump right into it because it's already almost 7 and I have to head to bed because I have to wake up at 3:30. And we're gonna see. It's been quite a while, so we'll see what the message is. What they're trying to tell us and see what we need to work on for this beginning of the year. This is the card that was pulled that came out when I was shuffling the first cards. This time I kind of did it different because when I asked for the for a card, I didn't ask just for an image that people would be drawn to. I actually asked for what this reading would be pertaining to, and we fell on the lightning, la foudre, the lightning. So it's kind of similar to the Tower card. So I'm gonna see where we go with this. But this is just I pulled this card a little bit differently, so we'll see if it has anything to do with a tower moment approaching or something like that. I'm almost getting from this card because the floor looks iced. It looks like ice. I get a feeling of maybe a feeling of being. It's like being in this tower and being stuck in there, like a feeling of not really quite sure. Almost like it looks like a prison, almost like you can't get out of it, but it's almost like your own prison in your mind. That kind of what I'm getting from this card. Something about not having a little bit of trouble seeing where you are right now, and creating kind of your own mental prison, but like by yourself. you know Anyway, I'm gonna jump right into reading and see what it says. So we're starting with the strength card in the water. Okay, I think when I'm looking at these two cards, I'm getting the water card for me is emotions. I'm gonna refer to the cups in the regular tarot, and you see around her neck she has this necklace with the circle. I don't know if it's going to focus at all or not, but she has this circle, and for me it kind of reminds me. It's like there is this lion next to her, and it's like she's taming the lion, but she's also I'm going to use the term expert just because she has this circle around it. It's like in emotions. She's taming the lion with feelings, with emotions, with understanding also. There's this light coming through here, and it's almost like when you're underwater and the sun is shining and it's like they're underwater. There's a lot of emotions here, a lot of emotions, a lot of something to do with taming and emotions. The lion is roaring. Is it? I don't know. I don't think it's pain, but it's like she's trying to tame this lion with feelings and emotions. Bringing love to this lion to give it strength. Sharing the love to give it strength, to go maybe through something. I'm guessing I'm guessing. I'm not guessing, but I'm I'm feeling that the woman. I'm gonna keep going and see, because I'm trying to see if the lion is like maybe I don't like bringing other people in, but like Leo or something, or if the lion is actually like a part of yourself that you're trying to tame with emotions or an understanding, you know like something that's crying out loud like inside of you, and you're trying to tame it down. Because next we have this, the Three of Earth and the Sun. Again, you know, with the Sun, let's see. It's an it's an interesting message the way it's coming through right now. It's interesting because I'm really getting a feeling that this two women are the same person. So probably you. And the fact that the water is here, look, it's like she's looking, you know how I said it looks like they're underwater in this one because of the sun shining through. Hold on, I'm trying to make it look right. Okay, it's like this version of yourself is the almost like the one that you're showing to the world. It's like an introspection, maybe. What? Hold on. Okay. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably a part of you. It has something to do with a part of yourself that you're having trouble. I don't know if the accepting would be the word, but you see how you're looking. Look at the look in the sun's, the spirit that's in the sun card. It's kind of like I don't know. I never really get a good look per se. It's like something that you don't want to look at, and the fact that she has her she's wearing kind of like glasses, or you know, like a filter, and the fact that the water card is between this and is between her and the lion. It's like you're having to do some inner work. Maybe that's what this tower card is pertaining to. It's like you're having to do this inner work where you're trying to tame something inside yourself, something that's screaming inside you, and you're taming it with love, and with, you know, you're understanding it, and people see you as this. So people see you like almost rigid, you know, rigid, like the statue, you know. It's like she can't move, but she's strong, beautiful, you know, acclaimed just because she has all these, you know, this you know, this thing in her hand, you know, acclaimed. But deep down you have this thing that you don't really want to, you don't have a choice but to face it or to tame it. Don't have a choice but to tame this feeling inside of you that is screaming, that is roaring, you know. But you don't want to do it, but you're being understanding about it, you know. It's maybe that's what this tower moment has to do with it, you know. You're stuck in your own head because you're kind of feeling reluctant to look at this, to tame this lion, because it's work, and because it involves a lot of emotions, and because look at this expression on this lion's roar is just, you know, so intense. And the fact that this ray of sun just go through it just like water, you know, it's like submerged in emotion. Then we have the Ace of Earth and the arrow. They're two beautiful cards to go together. uh, I like how the spread is mixing animals and humans almost, you know. Okay. I think you don't want to, you're feeling reluctant to look within a little bit and go through all these emotions to tame this lion inside of you. I think you have a goal. You have a goal that you're trying to attain. When I'm looking at these two cards, it really reminds me of, you know, like hunting. It's like I'm not going to use the term prey, but you know, your goal is right there. You see it. It's just beautiful. It's just, and you just want to aim at it and just shoot it because you want to just go for it. But you have all this work to do. You have all this work to do, and you're just looking at this thing. So you're turned away from what you're actually having to do by looking inside. You're turning away from this, and you're looking at the goal. You just want to go for it. You know what I'm saying? You just want to go for it. You're like, no, I don't want to go through all this again. I don't want to go through the emotions and the, you know, all this beyond the water and everything like that. I just want to, I just want to shoot and hit, you know. It's kind of the way it's coming out. I just want to shoot and hit. I just want to, you have a goal in mind, but you have something to do before. It's like, instead of doing a beeline for it, you have to like, you have to actually do an actual bee. You know, instead of doing a beeline, you have to do a, yeah, no, anyway, that was. Then we have the Nine of Fire and the Corn. I think this is a sign of a successful endeavor, as in you don't really want to do this. You just want to get straight to the shooting and hitting. But you have to go through this emotion, and the work you're doing is going to be productive. It's like you're planting seeds right now that are going to grow and give you your the harvest you have been looking for. You're on the right path. You know? You're doing the work, you're gaining your stars, you're creating, manifesting magic, you're planting your seeds. And you are you're still able to be patient with yourself, loving with yourself, with your inner self, with your inner lion, this inner energy that's inside of you, and you're still able to create magic with it and to make it productive. You know, but it is, I think, a message of being stuck in your own mind, of feeling like it's a problem, when in reality it's just, you know, you're on a path up to initiation, you know, so you don't have a choice but to just keep working. It's not as easy as one would like it to be, but in the end it's very rewarding, very rewarding. Oh, hold on, my cat wants to come in. Okay, sorry guys, I let her in. Was that a good idea? I don't know yet. Okay, so next we have the Three of Fire and the Beloved. Two beautiful cards, two pink cards. Yeah, nice. This is what you're creating. Because see how the color in the Nine of Fire, and you know, I'm getting also a feeling with the arrow. You see, look at hold on, another one, hold on. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting, look at the colors of the arrow. Then I'm trying to put them in order. So the arrow, what you're planning to shoot your goal with. I'm gonna call this a goal. I'm not gonna call it a prey because it's not really what it is. You're aiming for something, but you want to hit it with this, and it's something that you're creating. It's something. It's your weapon, but it's you see how the colors are soothing. It's a good weapon, and I think it's I don't know if it's romantic. Is it romantic, and you're planning on, because I think yeah. Because I think the Three of Fire is clarified by the Beloved. But when I'm putting all these cards, it makes me feel like you're creating your weapon, and your weapons are made of love. They're kind of like a Cupid's arrow, but it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be romantic all the way. It can be, you know, just love altogether. But you're also creating your reality, which is a magical reality, just shiny, magical, and, you know, intriguing to others. Also, it's very eccentric, but beautiful. Really, really just beautiful. Look at all these colors. Look how beautiful this is. But you're creating it, and this is what you're using as your weapons in life. You know, I'm getting this feeling of killing the no 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 no. I'm getting this feeling of like killing people with kindness. Is that what it's, killing them with kindness? You know, if that would kind of be your weapon, you know, that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. And if it's romantic, if it's romantic and you're like trying to shoot an arrow at a prey, like a literal lover or something like that, you are creating, you are planning on, arrête Titi, attention s'il te plaît, you're planning on shooting that arrow, that love arrow, but at the same time you're creating this magical reality, just this magical loving reality. You know, some of you might be driving, or, you know, doing like a driving job, or um, moving a lot. You know, it's like, because look, she's being transported by this thing, but it's like it's hers. You know, and people see you coming, and it's like you're coming on your enchanted ride almost. For some reason, and it doesn't happen often, but I'm also getting something a little bit, especially if this is romantic, I'm getting something a little bit sexual about this as well. Titi, s'il te plaît. I'm getting something a little bit sexual about this, and oh man, I'm disappointed because I just realized that I was on pause the whole time. I don't know why it went back to, it paused, and when I was talking about earlier, and so anyway, I'm gonna put these cards here and go back to where I was, so I can and then I'll tell you what I got from the other cards. But yeah, I was getting something a little bit sexual about this message as well with this card, like a lot of passion, something to do with the root chakra. You know how there's this thing about, if you know, you can create your sexual energy as your creative energy. It has something to do with this also. I'm getting something sexual about this, something that has to do along those lines. And then the next two cards were the the Two of Earth and the Drum. And I was looking at these two cards like this because that's how they appear, but that's how I've been wanting to put them. And it makes me, like, I'm getting the feeling that, you know, there's a face up here. It's like you're being divinely protected, divinely looked over, but also your ancestors are actively working with you. You see, he has a hammer, he's about to hit this, and this is what she has in her hand, and she's looking at it. You know, you have something very pure about you, and you're being looked over from both divinely looked over and ancestrally. looked over, if that makes any sense. You're close to reaching your goal. That's what I'm getting. I think you're really close to reaching your goal. You know, shooting that arrow, and behind that mask that you have in the 3D, you know, this all this thing is happening in your head. All this thing is happening in your mind. I was pulling cards. I wanted to clarify the messages, if there is points that needed to be clarified in this message, and I got these three cards. These three cards, which I placed here, here, and here. And so I got the sword. I actually shuffled and everything. Like I shuffled on, you know, in front of the camera and everything, and it turns out that everything was on pause. I'm disappointed. Anyway, it's I got the sword. I think it's an emphasis of the fact that you do have a weapon. I think it's a weapon that is a weapon that not a harmful weapon. It transmutes. It's like it transmutes bad energy into good energy, and it's a weapon that you were This is what you fight with, almost. You know, it's like you're, you know, like I said, you're killing them with kindness. It's almost this is your weapon. They're putting an emphasis on the fact that you do have the available weapons the weapons that you need. You have them. I call them weapons because I can't think of another word right now. But it's really, it transmutes bad energies into good energy. It's not harmful for anybody. It's actually a good weapon because all these cards, all these, I forgot if I forgot if I showed that earlier or not, but all this energy is so beautiful. It's beautiful and pink, and you see you're creating this world that you're in, this eccentric world. I don't know where I was at. I think you were, I don't know if I mentioned the fact that I got this feeling that maybe you're driving something, and the fact that it's clarified, yeah, I think I did. But the fact that it's the gatherer, you know, if you gather stuff, gather things, gather people, you know. But all these colors are like this pink and the beloved and everything like that is just so, it's really beautiful. This is the energy really that people that can sense this energy, or people that you can really connect with, you know, because people can feel this. The next card I got to clarify was the game card, and this was an emphasis for me that this is all part of a plan. You know, you have to play the game. It's not going to be a straight line. You have to, it's moves, you know, you have to go one way or the other. It's all part of a plan, you know. And you have to see life a little bit less seriously also. You have to see life a little bit less seriously, and see it more like a game, you know, to obtain something. And then we had the mountain, you know, and it's an emphasis, I think, about the game also, you know. At the end there is this, and when you're looking at these two cards, it reminds me of, you know, the goal is up here, you know, they're all looking up, and it's like the goal is up here, but to go through here, to go here, it's like you have to do all this inner work that you don't really want to do, you know. It's like, you know, you're going in the valley of sorrow, climbing the rock of, you know, rock of love, and then going into the cavern of self introspection, you know, stuff like that. You have all to do all this work to get to the top of the mountain where what you're looking for is. And then I wanted to clarify the first four cards with all this inner work and an advice to get through it. And the advice that I got was the tree. But see, at the bottom there is, and this is where I saw that it cut off. The tree has all these gems around it, but gems are built under pressure. And look at this luscious tree, you know. It's like what you're going through is not in vain, but you have to do the work. Going to nature, you know, if you want to balance yourself energetically, you're more than welcome to use gems as well, you know. They're going to help you and help you grow and everything, you know. But it's you need to surround yourself with nature and gems, and you know, that can help you center your recenter your energy, catalyze, you know, yeah, focus your energy. And I think it's a clarifier that all your work is not in vain. What you're doing is you're on the right path. These are beautiful cards. You know, there is some challenge. I definitely feel a challenge here, and I think this is what you're, but I think you're stuck in your own mind. You're creating your own prison. And I know what that's like. You know, you're creating your own prison in your mind. If our Native American spirits would like to clarify. Clarify your message, you know. Is there a symbol or something that needs to stick out? Ancestors. I'm gonna have to go to bed. I'm gonna clarify maybe with the little book to make sure. But what I'm getting from this card, I don't know if you're doing it's because you're doing it or it's because you have to do it, but you're following the signs. It's about following the signs. And being in alignment with nature also. But I think, you know, there's a lot of nature is involved a lot of in your reading as well. But what is making me say that is that this card is a number 11. First I see crows in here, you know, the crows flying. This is a number 10, and then this is a number 11, and it's like the crow are going in this direction, and one landed on this. And this card is the card of abundance. And I'm getting this feeling of being guided, like following the signs, following the crows, following the, you know. Because also what I'm getting from this is like a walking stick, you know, like a stick to walk with, you know. Oh, it's funny because the colors of this card, of these two cards, are actually merging into like with one another. It's crazy. A mastery, gaining a mastery. This abundance that you're creating, and this, you're gaining a mastery at what you're doing, at manifesting maybe. But it's funny, look, it's like the leaves, it's like it's flying on the other card. And it's like all this abundance that you have, it's just, there's a mastery. It's like all this abundance is it's like all this abundance is symbolized by this, just this one thing that you have or that you're acquiring or already have. And it's just all your knowledge or everything that you're manifesting, and the way you're doing it, and everything that you've learned, your experience is just, somebody can understand it just by looking at it. You know what I mean? Damn, I like messages like this because they, we're on the right path, guys. We're on the right path. You know? Even though you have this very introverted look to you, you know, you're very, people can definitely feel your 5D self, you know, your 5D energy, your knowledge, your wisdom, and the way you're doing things, you know. Last but not least, I'm going to pull, you know, I'm going to ask if there is any last messages that need to come out. Any last messages, any last clarifiers. I'm going to pull maybe 3, 4 or 5 cards. I'm going to see if there's one or 2 cards, please, to clarify. Okay. I'll put it here, but I'm not surprised we have the sacral chakra here. Not at all. Again, for me, the sacral chakra really makes me think of that beloved card right here. This is what you're using to manifest. There's a lot of passion with the way you're doing things, a lot of passion, but I think it's the right way. It's the right way, and I think it has something to do with your lion here. It's something that you're learning to master because it's so strong inside of you that it's just, you have to tame it, you know, like you have to be very understanding with it. Almost like you have all this passion and you're adding a little bit of water, you know, to temper it down a little bit and learning how to control it a little bit better, you know, until you make your magic with it, you know. You have the rest and rejuvenate card. I want to put it with the tree. But it's definitely a card of I think again taming your, you know, being able to recenter yourself, you know, not getting too crazy with your emotions and not really, you know, kind of getting lost in doing things and actually being able to oh my god, it's already that time. Yeah, I think it's an advice of resting and rejuvenating. Then you have financial and material changes and accelerated motion. Yeah, this is accelerated motion once again, you know, I mean, look at the top of the mountain and what she's looking at. You're gonna get there. You're doing what you have to do to get there. You will get there. And it will bring you financial and material changes. And use your hands. Use your hands. Energy with your hands. You know, you have all this powers, all these energetic fields going through your hands. Use your hands. You know, to use your hands to create. Use your hands to tame and reassure. Use your hands. Use your hands to aim. Use your hands to receive. Use your hands to gather stuff. Use your hands. You can do a lot with your hands, guys. A lot of energy is going through your hands. Alrighty. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you go. I really need to go to bed. But that was fun. I really enjoyed this message. It was very interesting. Sorry about the fact that the video cut out at some point. Even for me, I had to redo. I lost a lot of time doing that, and I honestly, hopefully all the messages that I said before came back out. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I will try to do more readings later. I'm not gonna have a lot of time, but maybe I'm gonna have a week break, so maybe I'll be able to do another one. I'll see. Alrighty. In the meantime, take care. Have a good rest of your month of March. And if I don't talk to you before, have a good rest of your month of March. And if I talk to you before, then I will see you in a little bit. Bye, guys. Love you.